moment I decided to be an artist. I was 5 years old and sitting at my Fisher-Price desk drawing a pony. The sun was filtering through the window and lighting up the room, and the birds were chirping outside. I looked down at my drawing and realized how much I loved what I was doing. As time has gone on, I have continued to draw. Being an artist has always been my goal, but there was a piece missing from that puzzle. When I turned 15, I attended an elementary art school classroom. The teacher needed extra volunteers for a class project that the students were doing, and since I had always loved kids and had been babysitting for forever, I was eager to join. In that classroom, I saw the love that the kids had for art and their creativity beginning to grow. I fell in love with teaching in that school, and since then I had wanted to become a teacher. Teaching has been the missing piece to my puzzle, and because of Flagler College, I graduated in the spring of 2016 with a degree in art education. I want to be a positive influence in my students' life. I remember the art teachers and professors I had and how they helped me grow into the artist I am today. One particular art teacher who made an impact on my life was Mrs. Montgomery. Mrs. Montgomery was a sweet, petite, older lady that taught drawing my freshman year of college. In Mrs. Montgomery's class, I not only learned drawing techniques, but how to truly appreciate art. Mrs. Montgomery once told me that being an artist is not only about skill and talent, but about dedication. This concept has really stuck with me, and I think of it often. Thanks to Mrs. Montgomery's inspiration, my goal is to teach middle school art for a couple of years and then return to college to earn a master's degree in art education. The summer before my junior year in college, I worked at a local art center where we hosted a 3-week art camp for children in grades kindergarten through high school. In my kindergartner class, we incorporated famous artists into the project so students not only learned about important concepts, but they also learned about influential people in the art world. We planned a Jackson Pollock project for the younger students where they explored color and pattern by running around a large canvas and splattering it with bright paint. The students not only learned who Jackson Pollock was, but they got to make a mess and have lots of fun. Those 3 weeks taught me a lot about children as well as teaching art. During my time at Flagler, I achieved 95 hours of practicum. Working alongside these teachers in 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade was a really great hands-on experience. For example, in Murray Middle School, I learned how to better meet my students' needs through classroom management and how important classroom management is. I also learned that breaking kids up into smaller groups to work on group projects is a great way for them to learn from each other more than just me. I want my students to make messes and learn about art through practice. I believe the only way to paint is to get your hands dirty, and if you're not covered in charcoal by the end of the project, you're not doing it right. I want to teach my students not to be afraid to make mistakes. Scott Adams once said, "Creativity is about making mistakes, art is about knowing which ones to keep." My students will have their hands in the clay molding their sculptures. They will be painting with their paintbrush in order to learn about painting techniques. I want hands-on activities for kids so that they can actually see and feel and touch and hear and smell what their artwork will turn out to be and have this experience for themselves. I will not be standing in front of the classroom lecturing. I will be walking around teaching on a one-on-one basis. Reflecting back to the day that I decided to be an artist, I wouldn't change a thing. Art is something that defines who I am, and teaching is that special piece to the puzzle that brings it all together. Teaching art is more than just the teaching. It's the pedagogy that's involved, it's the relationships that we'll build, and the messes that we'll make together. In my class, we will learn new techniques, we will make messes, we will learn from what we do know and from what we don't know, and we won't be scared to make mistakes. Every life has many different puzzle pieces, and teaching is that piece to my puzzle that makes it so special. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope you enjoy the rest of my portfolio.